This is my submission for sigmoid hacks. Hold up, wait, that's not right. Okay, that's better. What if 50 years ago I told you that in the future, there will still be patients that aren't properly diagnosed? What would you do? Let me tell you, you would laugh. The fact that technology has developed so much and there still isn't proper diagnosis for medical conditions in lots of countries is disappointing. One of my friend's family members recently passed away due to tuberculosis, which is not identified by his doctors. If it was identified properly, it could have been treated with proper medication. And this is what fueled my idea and inspired my project for sigmoid hacks. Tuberculosis is a serious disease that mainly affects your lungs. The bacteria that cause tuberculosis are spread from one person to another. Tuberculosis is currently one of the top 10 causes of death, and the leading case from a single infectious agent. In 2019 itself, an estimated 10 million people fell ill with tuberculosis worldwide. Most of these deaths are caused by the poor diagnosis of the disease. If tuberculosis can be identified, it can be easily treated with the use of antibiotics. But without proper diagnosis by medical practitioners, there are many unnecessary deaths happening every year due to tuberculosis. This world spread issue happening right now is what inspired me to make TumorCast. By using deep learning, I created a web application for medical practitioners to use to diagnose tuberculosis in patients using X-ray images of chests. My web application allows doctors to get a second opinion on X-ray images to determine whether or not the patient has tuberculosis or not. With the proper analysis of this disease, it'll help reduce the number of incorrectly diagnosed patients in the world, thus reducing the number of deaths that tuberculosis causes. Getting started with TumorCast for doctors and medical practitioners is very simple. So all you need to do is head on over to tumorcast.netlify.app, and here you have two options to either get started or an about page. So the about page contains information about TumorCast and what tuberculosis is, and we can return back to the home page, and here we're going to click on get started this time. And this redirects you to a page that allows you to upload an image of an x-ray, a patient's x-ray, and predict whether or not that patient has tuberculosis. So then what the doctors can do is, if they have an x-ray image, they can upload the image and make a prediction. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to the dev post, and I have two Google Drive links. The first link redirects you to a Google Drive folder that has x-ray images of patients that have tuberculosis. As you can see, it's named tuberculosis 1, 2, and 3. And then the second link has x-ray images of normal patients. So here it's called normal 1, 2, and 3. So I can just go on one of the folders. I can right click on it and I can click on download. So this will download the PNG image. So as you can see, I have already downloaded the image, and I can basically go back onto the TumorCast page and click on upload image, and this will prompt you to select the image from your file explorer. So I'll just select the image I just downloaded. I'll click on open. As you can see, it loads the image, and if I click on predict, it'll make a prediction and return to us what the prediction is and with its accuracy. As you can see, it has predicted that this patient has tuberculosis with a 97% accuracy. So from here, the doctor should probably put the patient under further diagnosis just to make sure the patient has tuberculosis. So now we can try an image of a patient that's actually normal. If I go back to the Google Drive folder that has images of patients that are actually normal, I can just right click on this too, click on download. This will download the image. So as you can see, it's called normal 3. If I come back to the website, I can upload an image, and this time click on the image of a patient that's actually normal, and this will load the x-ray image. And if I click on predict, this has predicted that the patient is normal with a 90% accuracy. So now the doctors should still go through further diagnosis just to make sure that the patient is normal. And this is basically how doctors and medical practitioners can use TumorCast to diagnose patients. So how does this deep learning model actually work? First, the uploaded image gets resized into a 250 by 250 pixel image, so it can be converted into an input array for TensorFlow.js. Once the predict button is clicked, the model is called with its weights, the image is processed, and the prediction accuracy is returned, and displayed to the user whether or not the patient has tuberculosis. The model currently in use has a precision of 98%, and it was trained on a dataset with 1,000 images of pulmonary chest x-rays. With 1,000 images, the model only had 2 false negatives and 6 false positives. From the demonstration, you can see that with the power of AI, you can easily identify patients that have tuberculosis. This can help many doctors identify the disease manifestations in many people. So let's use the power of TumorCast to save millions.